Assalamu alaikum. I'm Talas Suhail. I welcome you all to Virtual University's program on personality psychology. I hope all of you are fine. Dear students, we will be beginning with a new lecture, that is lecture number 15, and in this lecture number 15 we are going to begin with Sullivan's interpersonal theory. Now, before beginning with this new theory, let us recap what we did in lecture number 14. Dear students, in lecture number 14, we talked to you about Erik Erikson's theory of personality. और हमने ये देखा कि हमने उस थ्योरी के अंदर आपसे फोकस किया एरिक एरिक्सन की थ्योरी के ऊपर, जिसमें एरिक एरिक्सन इज फोकसिंग नंबर 1 on social relationships. Number 2, he gave a theory where there is a lot of importance given to biology, genetics, as well as culture, which are the two determinants of personality. तो सबसे पहली बात कि एरिक एरिक्सन फोकस कर रहे हैं सोशल रिलेशनशिप्स पे इंस्टेड ऑफ सेक्सुअल रिलेशनशिप्स. नंबर 2, he is talking about personality development as a result of influence of genetics as well as culture. जनाब, हमने उसके कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपसे डिस्कस किए. उन कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स में शामिल था anatomy and destiny, ego psychology. We went through some 8 stages of development as given by Erik Erikson. उसके बाद हमने गोल ऑफ साइकोथेरेपी देखा था और हमने इस थ्योरी को एवेलुएट किया, इसको कंपेयर किया और इसकी एप्लीकेशन देखी थी. नाउ व्हाट इज एनाटॉमी एंड डेस्टिनी? वेल, अकॉर्डिंग टू एरिक एरिक्सन, पर्सनैलिटी डेवलपमेंट takes place under the influence of 2 very important factors. One is genetics or genes or biology, and the other is culture. So personality development is the result of genetics as well as culture. दूसरी तरफ एरिक एरिक्सन is focusing on the fact that the differences among the 2 genders between males and females in their personalities is due to social or cultural expectations. So आदमियों और औरतों की शख्सियत में जो फ़र्क आता है, it is because of social and cultural expectations. उसके बाद ईगो साइकोलॉजी की बात की थी हमने. Well, for Erik Erikson, ego is serving the id, and in this process of serving the id, it develops its own functions. और क्योंकि ईगो के ऑटोनमस रोल पे बहुत फोकस है, इसलिए हम इसे ईगो साइकोलॉजी भी कहते हैं और इस पूरे सिस्टम को एरिक एरिक्सन के ईगो साइकोलॉजी के नाम से भी आप लेबल करते हैं. उसके बाद अकॉर्डिंग टू एरिक एरिक्सन, personality develops when an individual passes through 8 stages of development. Every stage of development is important. At every stage there is a psychosocial crisis that an individual faces. अब ये जो ego है, it's trying to cope with the crisis. So the more the crisis, and if the ego is not able to handle these crises, is not able to cope with these crises, well, the strength of the ego is going to be weakened. If the ego is able to overcome all the crises as the individual is passing through these 8 stages, it will strengthen it. और अगर आपकी ego weak होगी तो you will not be in a position to face problems or crises in life. लेकिन अगर आपकी ego strengthen होगी, strong होगी, तो you are going to face all the crises in your life successfully. So all these stages of development are important according to Erik Erikson. उसके बाद goal of psychotherapy for Erik Erikson is, he thinks that the clinician should focus on strengthening the ego of the patient or the client to such a level that the patient or the client is able to cope with all the problems, all the crises, all the things that an individual comes across. So हर इंडिविजुअल के लिए ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वो हर स्टेज पे जो क्राइसिस फेस कर रहा है उसे ओवरकम करे, और ये उसी सूरत में होगा व्हेन ही हैज़ गॉट अ स्ट्रॉन्ग ईगो. इफ द ईगो इज वीक, द अडेप्टेशन प्रोसेस ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल वुड सफर. हमने आपसे शुरू में ही कहा था कि एरिक एरिक्सन की साइको सोशल थ्योरी है. फिर उसने कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स पे जोर दिया जिसमें एनाटॉमी एंड डेस्टिनी, ईगो साइकोलॉजी पे बहुत जोर है, 8 स्टेजेस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट पे बहुत फोकस है, और फिर गोल ऑफ साइकोथेरेपी इज टू स्ट्रेंथन द ईगो ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल. Dear students, that is as far as our recap of the lecture number 14 is concerned. Now let us begin with a very interesting and fabulous and something which will get your attention instantly, a new theory of personality given to us by Harry Stack Sullivan, basically a psychiatrist. और इसकी थ्योरी को हम कहते भी इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी ऑफ साइकेट्री है, लेकिन इस थ्योरी में फोकस बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरपर्सनल सिचुएशंस पे है. Dear students, we are talking to you about a new theory, a very interesting system which you like. So this is Sullivan's interpersonal theory. Now, for Sullivan, personality consists of interpersonal situations, interpersonal events, interpersonal behavior. So Sullivan के लिए personality जो है it consists of interpersonal situations, interpersonal events or interpersonal behavior that is taking place. Now in this theory, Sullivan is focusing on 2 things. Number 1, he is saying that personality is a hypothetical entity. सबसे पहली बात कि जो हमारी शख्सियत है, हमारी जो पर्सनैलिटी है, वो एक हाइपोथेटिकल, एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एंटिटी है. नंबर 2, आवर पर्सनैलिटी इज, it develops, it's determined, it takes shape as a result of interpersonal situations, interpersonal events, interpersonal behaviors that is taking place. Let's take an example. हम बात कर रहे हैं आपसे सलिवन की इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी की. उसमें हमने कहा एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं. एग्जाम्पल, पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ अ यूनिवर्सिटी टीचर और अ स्टूडेंट. Now the personality development of a university teacher or of a student is the result of interpersonal situations or events. So we have taken an example जिसमें हमने कहा कि फोकस है पर्सनैलिटी पे. तो अगर मैं फोकस कर रही हूँ पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ अ यूनिवर्सिटी टीचर और पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ अ यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट, तो जनाब ये पर्सनैलिटी जो डेवलप करती है ऑफ अ टीचर, ऑफ अ स्टूडेंट, it is the net result of interpersonal events that are taking place. वो सारे interpersonal situations जो teachers और students के जिंदगी में आते हैं, their personality develops because of that. Now we are constantly using the word interpersonal. The word interpersonal refers to relationship between 2 or more people or events that take place between 2 people or more than 2 people. तो जनाब हम बार बार एक लफ्ज़ आपके सामने बहुत इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं और वो है interpersonal. The word interpersonal means relations, events, phenomena or things that are happening between 2 people or more than 2 people. So the thing is interpersonal is referring to events between people. एक और टर्म जो है वो है इंट्रासाइकिक. इंट्रासाइकिक मीन्स विद इन द सेम इंडिविजुअल, यानी मेरे जज्बात, माई इमोशंस, माई एटीट्यूड्स, माई परसेप्शन, दैट वुड बी एन इंट्रासाइकिक. लेकिन जब मैं कह रही हूँ इंटरपर्सनल, हाउ आई एम इंटरैक्टिंग, what sort of relation I have with the other person or with other people. So in Sullivan's interpersonal theory, the focus is on interpersonal relations or interpersonal behaviors or events. Let's take another example. Child's relation with family, friends or neighbors. So dear students, we are trying to clarify or have a more clear meaning. What does the word interpersonal means? Interpersonal is referring to relations, events, things, experiences, behaviors that are happening between people, between two people or more than two people. So बात आपसे हो रही है सलिवन की इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी की, और उसमें हम क्लियर करना चाह रहे हैं द टर्म इंटरपर्सनल. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट सम ऑफ द कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ सलिवन्स इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी. वो क्या है? कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स: डायनामिज्म, एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, सेल्फ सिस्टम, पर्सोनिफिकेशंस, कॉग्निटिव प्रोसेस. और जब कॉग्निटिव प्रोसेस आएगा, एक्सपीरियंस दैट अकर्स इन 3 मोड्स विच आर प्रोटोटैक्सिक, पैराटैक्सिक, सिंटैक्सिक. द डायनेमिक्स ऑफ पर्सनैलिटी, द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ पर्सनैलिटी, रिसर्च मेथड्स, इंटरव्यू, और उसमें हम बात करेंगे रिसर्च ऑन शिज़ोफ्रेनिया. So dear students, we are talking to you about Sullivan's interpersonal theory, और हमने कहा कि उसमें कुछ कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं. सबसे पहला कॉन्सेप्ट है डायनामिज्म. Then we'll be talking to you about energy transformations. आपसे बात करेंगे सेल्फ सिस्टम की. आपसे बात बड़ी डिटेल में होगी पर्सोनिफिकेशन की. कॉग्निटिव प्रोसेस. In cognitive process, we'll be focusing on prototaxic, parataxic and syntaxic experiences, cognitive experiences. उसके बाद बात होगी आपसे dynamics of personality. That is, what does a person symbolizes for Sullivan. बात होगी development of personality. There are 6 developmental stages for Sullivan, और हम देखेंगे कि हर स्टेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है. We'll talk about research methods given to us by Sullivan, जिसमें पहला है इंटरव्यू, साइकियाट्रिक इंटरव्यू. बिकॉज ही वॉज अ साइकियाट्रिस्ट हिमसेल्फ, सो उसका फोकस है साइकियाट्रिक इंटरव्यू पे. नंबर 2, we'll be talking about research on schizophrenia, और हम इसमें ये देखेंगे कि सलिवन की एक बहुत बड़ी एट्रीब्यूट या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक थी एम्पैथी. एम्पैथी से मुराद हम ये लेते हैं कि बिकॉज एन इंडिविजुअल, अ क्लिनिशियन कैन ईजिली पुट हिमसेल्फ इन प्लेस ऑफ द पेशेंट और द क्लाइंट एंड कैन अंडरस्टैंड द क्लाइंट और द पेशेंट्स प्रॉब्लम फ्रॉम हिज पर्सपेक्टिव. और ये सलिवन का सबसे बड़ा प्लस पॉइंट था, ड्यू टू विच हिज रेप्यूटेशन एज अ क्लिनिशियन वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड एंड ही फ्लरिश्ड एज अ क्लिनिशियन. सो बात आपसे इन सब अहम तरीन कॉन्सेप्ट्स की होगी. सो लेट अस बिगिन विद द फर्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट, दैट इज डायनामिज्म. Dynamism is the smallest unit that can be employed in the study of the individual. It is defined as the pattern of energy transformation which characterize the existence of organism. तो जनाब बात आपसे हो रही है सबसे पहले कॉन्सेप्ट की, and that is dynamism. और dynamism से मुराद हम ले रहे हैं it is the smallest unit of study, और this actually focuses on energy transformation. or energy transformation is basically, it is defined as a pattern in which the whole existence, the life of the individual is to be focused in. So dynamism, the smallest unit of study, और उसमें फोकस है एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पे, और एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज एक्चुअली trying to encompass whole of the energy, whole of the existence of the individual. बात आपसे हो रही है सलिवन के कॉन्सेप्ट्स की, और उसमें हमने कहा सबसे पहला कॉन्सेप्ट है डायनामिज्म. डायनामिज्म इज द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ स्टडी. दूसरा है जी एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज एनी फॉर्म ऑफ बिहेवियर. सारा बिहेवियर उसमें आएगा. ओवर्ट बिहेवियर, दैट इज अ बिहेवियर दैट इज ऑब्जर्वेबल, सीन, like I am talking to you, this is an overt behavior, public behavior. दूसरा है जी covert behavior और hidden behavior, my thinking, my fantasizing, my beliefs, so that is included in it. So energy transformation is any form of behavior, overt behavior, covert behavior, both are included into that. उसके बाद हमने आपसे कहा था self system. Now self system is actually the shield, the guard, the defense system of an individual. How an individual can defend, guard himself against all the anxiety and tensions that arise in his life as a result of interpersonal relations. जब एक इंडिविजुअल दूसरे इंडिविजुअल के साथ इंटरैक्ट करता है तो एक इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप लेवल आता है, and he experiences anxiety, he experiences tension. So we'll be talking about self system. Personifications. Personification refers to an image that individual has of himself or of others. और हम बहुत सारे personifications की बात करेंगे which play a very important role in personality development. हम देखेंगे बच्चे के लिए गुड मदर पर्सोनिफिकेशन क्या है, बैड मदर पर्सोनिफिकेशन क्या है, गुड मी पर्सोनिफिकेशन क्या है, बैड मी पर्सोनिफिकेशन क्या है, और किस किस्म के पर्सोनिफिकेशंस पे सलिवन एम्फसाइज कर रहे हैं. सो वील बी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट एज वेल. जनाब उसके बाद बात होगी आपसे कॉग्निटिव प्रोसेस की. फॉर सलिवन an individual passes through certain cognitive stages of experience, which are 3: prototaxic, parataxic, syntaxic. So in 3 experiential modes की, cognitive experiential modes की आपसे बात होगी, जिसमें है prototaxic, parataxic and syntaxic. And the 3 of them are, mind you, equally important. The dynamics of personality. Sullivan conceives of personality as an energy system whose chief work consists of activities that will reduce tension. Tension for Sullivan is the organism's system that can vary between the limits of absolute relaxation to absolute tension, as exemplified by extreme terror. There are 2 sources of tension: tensions that arise from needs of the organism and tensions that arise from anxiety. बात आपसे हो रही है डायनेमिक्स ऑफ पर्सनैलिटी की, और हमने कहा कि फॉर सलिवन इंडिविजुअल इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ एनर्जी सिस्टम, एंड दिस एनर्जी सिस्टम is reflected, and the main function of the organism of the individual is to reduce activities that increase tension. So हम बात कर रहे हैं आपसे dynamics of personality की, and for Sullivan an organism consists of energy system, and the chief purpose of this energy system is to be involved in activities that reduce tension. अब टेंशन्स 2 तरह की है, टेंशन ड्यू टू नीड्स ऑफ द बॉडी एंड टेंशन ड्यू टू एंजाइटी. जब नीड्स ऑफ द बॉडी की वजह से टेंशन क्रिएट हो रही है, दैट इज biological और physiochemical needs that arise. हमें भूख भी लगती है, हमें प्यास भी लगती है, हम थक भी जाते हैं, हमें नींद भी आती है. So these are all physiochemical needs. So tension created because of these needs. दूसरी तरफ tension is being created because of anxiety. Now when an organism interacts with other organisms and as interpersonal relationships begin to take shape, organism experiences anxiety. और ये एंजाइटी जो है इसमें हेल्प करता है आपका सेल्फ सिस्टम. वील टॉक अबाउट दैट. द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ पर्सनैलिटी. जनाब सलिवन स्पेल्स आउट some 6 stages of development. ये 6 stages of development जो हैं they begin from infancy and go up till late adolescence when an individual is fully grown or mature. तो ये 6 stages of development क्या हैं? Infancy, childhood, juvenile era, pre-adolescence, early adolescence, late adolescence. So an organism passes from infancy and moves up to late adolescence through interpersonal situations, through interpersonal events, through relationships, experiences between people. So as a result of these interpersonal relationships, the personality develops. जनाब बात आपसे हो रही है कि सलिवन की इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी की, और हमने ये कहा कि सलिवन आल्सो गेव अस हिज रिसर्च मेथड्स, जिसमें उसने एक तो फोकस किया है साइकियाट्रिक इंटरव्यू पे, और हम देखेंगे कि सलिवन साइकियाट्रिक इंटरव्यू कंसिस्ट्स ऑफ 4 स्टेजेस: इनफॉर्मल इंसेप्शन, रिकोनेंस, detailed inquiry and termination. So for Sullivan, psychiatric interview consists of these 4 stages. उसके बाद he is focusing on, he carried out his extensive research on schizophrenics. और हमने ये कहा था कि empathy was his very strong attribute on the basis of which he collected vast data on schizophrenics and psychotics. Dear student, that is as far as our outline is concerned. Now let us begin with Sullivan's interpersonal theory. Biographical sketch. Harry Stack Sullivan was born in 1892 in Norwich near New York, and he died in 1949 in Paris. He received his medical degree in 1917 and served with the armed forces in World War I. In 1922, he met William Allison White, a leader in American neuropsychiatry, and afterwards he conducted investigations in schizophrenia that established his reputation as a clinician. बात आपसे हो रही है हैरी स्टैक सलिवन की, और हमने ये कहा कि ही वॉज बॉर्न इन 1892 इन नॉर्विच नियर न्यूयॉर्क एंड ही डाइड इन 1949 इन पेरिस. In 1917 he did his medical school, he completed his medical schooling. Or in 1922 is an important year because he met William Allison White, a neuropsychiatrist, or he influenced him and he rather pushed him towards psychiatry. Now, Sullivan even participated in World War I as an army doctor, as a psychiatrist, and he even conducted a huge research on schizophrenics. बात आपसे हो रही है सलिवन की इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी की, और उसमें हमने आपसे सलिवन का बायोग्राफिकल स्केच बड़ा ब्रीफली डिस्कस किया. Now we give credit to Sullivan for pioneering a new brand of psychology. Harry Stack Sullivan was the creator of a new viewpoint that is known as the interpersonal theory of psychiatry. Its major theme is that personality is the enduring pattern of recurrent interpersonal situations which characterize a human life. Personality is an hypothetical entity that cannot be isolated from interpersonal situations and interpersonal behavior. हमने कहा हैरी स्टैक सलिवन, he pioneered, he is the founder of a new brand of psychology where the focus on personality development is that personality is a hypothetical entity and personality develops as a result of interpersonal situations. So individual or person is not the focus of study, rather all interpersonal relations, interpersonal events or transactions that are taking between people is important. So his brand of psychology is interpersonal in nature and not intrapsychic. Sullivan does not see the individual as object of study because individual does not and cannot exist apart from his or her relations with other people. From the first day of life, the baby is a part of an interpersonal situation, and throughout the rest of its life, it remains a member of social field. So हम ये देखते हैं कि a baby from day one is part of interpersonal relations, interpersonal events, interpersonal situations that are taking place. So it's not the individual which is more important, rather the situations, the events which are taking place between people which molds, which develops the personality of an individual. मिसाल आप ले सकते हैं, even if a little animal who is being bred and reared and taken care of at your place, एक कोई छोटा सा जानवर, कोई बिल्ली या कोई भी जानवर जो आपके घर में रह रहा है, उसको आप खाना खिलाते हैं, उसके साथ वक्त गुजारते हैं. If this little animal leaves this home and goes back to wilderness, to a deserted place, even this animal is going to have memories of the interpersonal events and situations that took place between this animal and the persons who were dealing with it. So if this situation is so important, you can very well have an idea that our personality develops as a result of interpersonal events. Sullivan does not deny the importance of heredity and maturation in shaping the organism. He feels that personality is the product of social interactions. Moreover, the interpersonal experiences of a person may alter his or her physiological functioning so that even the organism loses its status as a biological entity and becomes a social organism with its own socialized ways of breathing, digesting, eliminating, circulating, and so forth. For Sullivan, the science of psychiatry is allied with social psychology, and his theory of personality bears the imprint of his strong preference for social psychological concepts and variables. Sullivan insists repeatedly that personality is a purely hypothetical entity, an illusion, which cannot be observed apart from interpersonal situations. The unit of study is the interpersonal situation and not the person. The organization of personality consists of interpersonal events rather than intrapsychic one. बात आपसे हो रही है सलिवन की इंटरपर्सनल थ्योरी की, जिसमें हमने कहा सलिवन थिंक्स दैट हेरिडिटी and maturation certainly have a role in personality development. They do have their influence, but the major contributor in personality development is interpersonal events. Events between people. Events that take place between people shape the personality of the individual. So for Sullivan, interpersonal events is the most important, significant thing that is happening. Personality only manifests itself when the person is behaving in relation to one or more than other individuals. These people do not need to be present. In fact, they can even be illusionary or non-existent figures. So हमने कहा कि पर्सनैलिटी जो है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ उस वक्त मैनिफेस्ट होती है, सामने आती है एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ इंटरपर्सनल इवेंट्स टेकिंग प्लेस बिटवीन पीपल. लेकिन ये जो इवेंट्स बिटवीन पीपल हो रहे हैं, दीज पीपल कैन बी इल्यूशनरी, कैन बी नॉन एग्जिस्टेंट एज वेल, दे आर डेड, और कैन बी एन इमेजिनरी फिगर जिसके साथ आप इंटरैक्ट कर रहे हैं. तो जनाब ये हम बात कर रहे हैं आपसे सलिवन की थ्योरी की. सो हमने कहा पर्सनैलिटी मैनिफेस्ट्स इटसेल्फ ओनली थ्रू interpersonal relations, interpersonal situations, interpersonal events. My personality as a teacher is revealed through interpersonal relations, interpersonal situations. कैसे? Let's take an example. My personality is revealed as a result of interpersonal events or situations or behavior that takes place between me and my students, such as teaching in class, discussing the students' projects with them, monitoring students who are doing their internship. So हमने कहा कि मेरी personality as a university teacher, it manifests itself, it is revealed only through my interactions with my students, such as कौन सी interpersonal situations, events और behavior हो सकते हैं मेरे. Number one, when I am teaching in the class, my interaction with my student. Number two, when I am discussing students' projects with them. Number three, when I am monitoring my students who are doing internships at different institutions. So my personality as a university teacher is being revealed through these interpersonal events, these interpersonal situations, these interpersonal behaviors that is taking place between me and my students. So we are talking to you about Sullivan's interpersonal theory. Dear students, now let us begin with the core concepts in detail. Dynamism. Dynamism is the smallest unit that can be employed in the study of individual. It is defined as the pattern of energy transformations which characterize the existence of organism. Energy transformation is a form of behavior. It may be overt and public like talking, or covert and private like thinking and fantasizing. Dynamism is a pattern of behavior that endures and reoccurs. It is the same thing as a habit. So dynamism is a habitual way of responding towards a certain person or group of people. Example, a child who is afraid of strangers has a dynamism of fear, and this child will develop a phobic personality and he will always approach strangers with fear. Dear students, we are talking to you about the core concepts of Sullivan's interpersonal theory, और उसमें सबसे पहला concept है dynamism. Dynamism is the smallest unit of study. Number two, energy transformation. Energy transformation is any behavior, और वो behavior कोई सा भी हो सकता है, वो जो आपको नजर आ रहा है और वो behavior जो आपको नहीं नजर आ रहा. उसके बाद हमने आपके साथ एग्जाम्पल लिए और हमने ये देखा example of a little child who is afraid of strangers or who has fear of strangers. Now this child, his phobic personality has developed as a result of interpersonal situations, interpersonal events, his experiences with strangers. And this child who's phobic or afraid of strangers, because of his interpersonal situations, interpersonal events that have taken place, he is always going to perceive, he is always going to take strangers with the emotion of fear. So बात आपसे हो रही है सलिवन की थ्योरी की core concepts की. So we are talking to you about Sullivan's theory's core concept, dynamism. Dynamism employs a particular zone of the body, say such as mouth or hands, which interact with the environment, and as a result of this interaction, some basic needs are satisfied. So dynamism is any behavior or energy transformation in which any zone or part of the body is used in interaction with environment. Example, you are searching for a book in library. Now your feet, hands, eyes interacting with the environment are involved in active scanning of the books in library. So we are talking to you about Sullivan's core concept, dynamism. और हमने ये कहा कि इन डायनामिज्म एनी पर्टिकुलर जोन और पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी में बी इंटरैक्टिंग विद द एनवायरनमेंट. एंड फॉर एग्जांपल हमने कहा सपोज यू आर इन द लाइब्रेरी एंड यू आर सर्चिंग फॉर अ बुक, सो योर फीट, योर हैंड्स, योर आईज आर एक्टिवली इंटरैक्टिंग विद द एनवायरनमेंट in scanning all the books that are available in the library. So dynamism is a unit of study. Energy transformation is any behavior, and in dynamism any part or zone of the body may be interacting with the environment, and as it is interacting with the environment, certain needs are being fulfilled. हमने मिसाल ली कि मसलन आप लाइब्रेरी में कोई किताब ढूंढने गए हैं, तो योर हैंड, योर फीट, योर आईज, योर ब्रेन्स एक्टिव स्कैनिंग ऑफ द बुक्स इज गोइंग ऑन. So different zones of the body are interacting with the environment in order to fulfill certain needs. और यहाँ पे need कौन सी है? बिल्कुल सही, that is searching for a book in the library. The dynamism of self or self system develops as a result of anxiety. So a very important construct, self or self system develops because of anxiety. So dynamism of self or self system develops because of anxiety. अब ये self और self system क्या है? Anxiety is a product of interpersonal relations being transmitted originally from the mother to the infant and later in life by threats to one's security. To avoid or minimize actual or potential anxiety, people adopt various types of protective measures and supervisory controls over their behavior. One learns, for example, that one can avoid punishment by conforming to parents' wishes. These security measures form the self system that permits or allows or sanctions certain forms of behavior, the good me self, and forbids other forms of behavior, the bad me self. बात आपसे हो रही है सेल्फ सिस्टम की. हमने कहा कि the self system comes into existence because of interpersonal activities, interpersonal relations between people, and whenever a threat is experienced by the individual, so the self system comes into existence. So जनाब बात यूं है कि जब भी आप दूसरे से interact करते हैं, that creates टेंशन, दैट क्रिएट्स एंजाइटी, और उसके नतीजे में सेल्फ सिस्टम वजूद में आता है. इट टेक्स शेप एंड इनिशियली दीज फीलिंग्स ऑफ एंजाइटी आर ट्रांसमिटेड फ्रॉम द मदर टू द बेबी, और बाद में व्हेन एवर द इंडिविजुअल सर्वाइवल इज इन डेंजर, द सेल्फ सिस्टम टेक्स कंट्रोल. अब जो आपका सेल्फ सिस्टम है वो कुछ चीज़ों की आपको इजाज़त देता है. द गुड मी सेल्फ, वो सारी अच्छी चीज़ें जो मेरे अंदर हैं उसकी इजाज़त सेल्फ सिस्टम देता है कि दैट शुड बी रेडली एक्सप्रेस्ड. लेकिन द बैड मी सेल्फ, वो सारी चीज़ें जो मेरे अंदर बुराइयों के तौर पे हैं उनकी सेल्फ सिस्टम एक्सप्रेशन की इजाज़त नहीं देता. और हम बहुत जल्दी सीख लेते हैं कि वो तमाम चीज़ें जिनको माँ बाप पसंद करते हैं फॉर्म्स द गुड मी सेल्फ, और इनकी आपके सेल्फ सिस्टम एक्सप्रेस करने की बार बार इजाज़त देते हैं और आप इसे प्राउडली एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. एंड द बैड मी सेल्फ are all those behaviors, all those interpersonal events, situations जिनकी self system इजाज़त नहीं देता and they are not to be expressed. The self system as the guardian of one's security tends to become isolated from the rest of the personality. It excludes information that is incongruous with its self-organization and fails thereby to profit from experience. Since the self guards the person from anxiety, it is held in high esteem and is protected from criticism. As the self system grows in complexity and independence, it prevents the person from making objective judgments of his or her own behavior. In general, the more experiences people have with anxiety, the more inflated their self system becomes. Dear students, we are talking to you about the self system और हमने ये कहा कि self system is the guardian of an individual. और जितनी ज़्यादा एंग्जाइटी और स्ट्रेस से आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस बढ़ेंगे, सेल्फ सिस्टम इज गोइंग टू बी मोर इन्फ्लेटेड, सेल्फ सिस्टम इज गोइंग टू बी अंडर मोर प्रेशर. The more experiences people have with anxiety, more inflated their self-system becomes, the more disassociated from rest of the personality. The self-system is necessary and essential for avoiding anxiety in society. The self-system is mine and yours shield and cover against anxiety. बात आपसे हो रही है जनाब सेल्फ सिस्टम की, और हमने कहा सेल्फ सिस्टम कम्स इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ interpersonal situations that take place between the person. और शुरू में तो ये सेल्फ सिस्टम जो है all the experiences of the mother are being transferred to the baby, लेकिन later the self system develops because of any threat to the organism or to the individual. हमने कहा सेल्फ सिस्टम इज द गार्डियन, इट इज द शील्ड, और ये वो शील्ड है जो मैं और आप दोनों इस्तेमाल करते हैं टू प्रोटेक्ट आवर सेल्फ अगेंस्ट एनी एंजाइटी. सो वी से सेल्फ सिस्टम इज द डिफेंस सिस्टम, प्रोटेक्टिव कवर दैट ऑल ऑर्गेनिजम्स यूज. सो दैट इज एज फार एज आवर डिस्कशन ऑफ सेल्फ सिस्टम इज कंसर्न. देन कम्स personification. A personification is an image that an individual has of him or herself or of another person. It is a complex of feelings, attitudes, and conceptions that grow out of experiences with need satisfaction and anxiety. For example, the baby develops a personification of a good mother by being nursed and cared for her by the mother. Any interpersonal relationship that involves satisfaction tends to build up a favorable picture of the satisfying agent. On the other hand, baby's personification of a bad mother results from experiences with her that evokes anxiety. The anxious mother becomes personified as the bad mother. Ultimately, these two personifications of the mother along with any others that may be formed just as the overprotective mother fuse together to form a complex personification. बात आपसे हो रही है जनाब एक बहुत अहम important construct given to us by Sullivan, and that is personification. Now, personification refers to an image of your own self or image or picture of another person or a group of persons. So the first personification is obviously the baby has the personification of the mother. This can be good mother, that is when all the needs of the baby are being fulfilled well, the baby develops the image or picture of good mother. So the baby being nursed, being taken care of without any insecurity feelings, it is going to lead to development of mother personification. But when a mother is anxious, is under anxiety, she is going to transfer this anxiety, this stress to the baby. She may not be taking care of the baby, she may not be nursing the baby in the right manner, and this is going to develop bad mother personification. और हमने ये देखा कि गुड मदर personification and bad mother personification in later life they fuse together with any other personification that is also available. So dear students, we are talking to you about the concept of personification, picture that an individual has of himself and of others. और इसमें हमने आपके साथ मिसाल ली गुड मदर personification, बैड मदर personification. If the baby is being properly nursed and taken care of by the mother, the good mother personification image or picture is developed. If the mother is under anxiety, stress, she is not nursing the baby properly, bad mother personification may develop. If the mother is being overprotective, even then the bad mother personification is going to take shape. So we are talking to you about personifications. Now the good me personification. All the good attribute characteristics that come to the surface as a result of my interaction with others is the good me personification. Bad me personification, all those things which I should not be doing, I should not be involved in. और ये good me personification or the good self personification and the bad self personification, they fuse together to form the personification of self or me. So dear students, we are talking to you about Sullivan's interpersonal theory. उसमें जनाब हमारे पास एक और बहुत अहम कंस्ट्रक्ट और वो है कॉग्निटिव प्रोसेस. Sullivan's unique contribution regarding the place of cognition in the affairs of personality is threefold classification of experience. Experience, he says, occurs in three modes. These are prototaxic, parataxic, and syntaxic. So for Sullivan, cognition is of three types: prototaxic, parataxic, syntaxic. यानी तीन मोड्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस हैं, तीन मोड्स ऑफ कॉग्निशन हैं जो कि एक इंडिविजुअल के अंदर प्रेवलेंट होंगे: प्रोटोटैक्सिक, पैराटैक्सिक एंड सिंटैक्सिक. प्रोटोटैक्सिक तो है जी all your conscious momentary experiences which do not have connections, और ये मोड प्रेवलेंट है बच्चों में और साइकोटिक्स में. पैराटैक्सिक मोड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, पैराटैक्सिक मोड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस इज देयर इन अडल्ट्स, लेकिन ये वो लेवल है जहां पर individual is not able to develop proper rational relationship between two events. और ये वो मोड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस है जो कि सुपरस्टिशंस में आपको नजर आते. यानी इफ अ ब्लैक कैट क्रॉसेस माय वे, डिजास्टर इज गोइंग टू बी देयर. इफ आई सी माय फेस इन अ ब्रोकन मिरर, समथिंग टेरेबल इज गोइंग टू हैपन. So one is not able to develop rational causal relationship between events. कोई दो events जिनका आपस में कोई ताल्लुक नहीं, उन्हें connect कर लिया. Black cat crossing my way, disaster meeting me. That is parataxic mode of cognition. Syntaxic, जहाँ पर कुछ standardized symbols हम इस्तेमाल करते to commune, and these standardized symbols have universally the same meaning for all people. और ये मोड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन जब डेवलप हो जाते हैं तो एक इंडिविजुअल दूसरे से कम्युनिकेट करता है, और ये वो मोड है जो कि रैशनल अडल्ट इंडिविजुअल्स में आपको नजर आता है। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this lecture on Sullivan's interpersonal theory, जिसमें जनाब हमने आपसे शुरू किया बायोग्राफिकल स्केच के साथ। कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपसे कुछ कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स अभी डिस्कस किए, रेस्ट ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट्स विल बी डिस्कस्ड इन द अदर लेक्चर। हमने आपसे डायनामिज्म की बात की, सेल्फ सिस्टम की बात की, पर्सोनिफिकेशंस की बात की, कॉग्निटिव प्रोसेस और कॉग्निटिव मोड और 3 कॉग्निटिव फेजेस की बात की, लेकिन बिल्कुल सुपरफिशियली, बिल्कुल हमने उनको टच करने की कोशिश की है। अभी वी हैव नॉट गॉन इनटू द डिटेल। वी विल टॉक अबाउट द अदर कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स इन द अदर लेक्चर। आई होप यू हैव एंजॉयड लिसनिंग टू दिस लेक्चर as much as I have enjoyed talking to all of you. Please go through the Word document and the PowerPoint slides that is available to you on the web page of Personality Psychology. Hope to see you in the next lecture. Up till then, it is Khuda Hafiz.